This holiday season, Lululemon makes it easy to give a gift that goes beyond the moment they open it. There's the sound of them unboxing super soft Lululemon loungewear. And then, there's the sound of them slipping into deep recovery mode after every workout. With Lululemon, the real gift happens when they're living in it. Open the moment. Shop now at Lululemon.com.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right. We've done all the work for you, and all you have to do is press play and listen. Indeed, I am band curious, and I like to bring people in to talk about bands that they like. And today we're going to sink to the bottom, but I hope that the radiation vibe is really high here because we're talking about Fountains of Wayne. And honestly, I think it's really high time, and I think you'll find from the conversations that we had beforehand that it's not going to go the way you think it is if you're not a fan of Fountains of Wayne, and it's going to go exactly how you think it is if you are. So, Peter, we're gonna start with you. You wanted to do this band, and I feel like this one came together kind of quickly. I don't think you put it on the board that long ago, but I know kind of why you wanted to talk about them, but if you could set that up and then talk to me about your relationship with the band.
I discovered them in the 90s with their debut album. They were in the MTV Buzz Bin, and I always kind of followed them because they were just kind of like a cool, catchy, kind of 60s kind of vibe rock band.
Yeah. And
then they had that hit, which I didn't like and kind of made me fall off. But I've always stuck behind them because Adam Schlesinger is a very underrated songwriter.
Absolutely.
Like, he wrote That Thing You Do.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was given the job to like write a hit song that sounds like a hit song to become a hit song.
Yeah.
And I just feel like this band needs more attention, really.
Well, and especially attention away from that one song. And also note to your point, other things that Adam Schlesinger had done. He helped write all the songs for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, that show that used to be on WB or UPN or whatever it is. And also he was in a band with the guy from Hanson and James Iha, Tinted Windows. Like, just wild, like really prolific. But Christian, I believe shortly after you started doing panels, you kind of hopped in and said, yeah, Fountains of Wayne, I definitely want to do that band. So talk to me about it.
Yeah, just want to mention Josie and the Pussy, if I could say it.
Yeah.
Josie and the Pussycats. I think he also did the music for that movie, or
Nice.
some of it. Yeah, this was one of the bands that when I was scanning through and first started doing shows, this was one of those ones where it's like, oh, these guys haven't done it. So really keen to talk about this band. Really similar to Peter, discovered them right at the beginning, back in the 90s. I've always got an origin story for a band when I talk about them on this show, but this one's pretty boring. It's pretty standard. I heard a song on the radio driving home, and it was in that sort of mid-90s, post grunge thing where um I was yeah, I was looking for that kind of that I wanted to cling to the rock, but also I was looking for something a bit more melodic, kind of where Weezer are. And I think there was definite parallels when I heard this band in terms of what I will probably refer to later on as kind of rock, but with a Beach Boys vibe, and definitely that '60s kind of the harmony thing that Peter was talking about. So yeah, they fit nicely in my kind of in the middle of the road between my kind of heavier grungy leanings and my appreciation for melody. So yeah, love the band. So really excited to talk about them.
Melody is going to be coming up again, yeah. And I mean, speaking of that, like after the bets, like this panel has been together for a good couple months here, just chugging along. And I was like, well, what's next? And there was a couple bands up that two of you were on, but one wasn't. And this was one of them. Bryan, we coerced you to jump on Fountains of Wayne. What made you go, yeah, sure, I'll gladly jump on this one?
Oh yeah, I was against it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was against it at first. I do not like 2000s pop punk, which is what I thought they were, because the only song I knew was Stacy's Mom.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, no, I don't like it at all. So then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. So I listened. I just picked one album randomly. I said, all right, well, I'm gonna pick an album that doesn't have Stacey's Mom on it. So I picked one album, just randomly, and I liked it. And I listened to like 3 or 4 songs from one album, 3 or 4 songs from another album, and before I knew it, I was like, okay, this is actually good. So then I decided, all right, I gotta actually do this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say similar place as you were, because I wasn't against it, obviously, but that was my knowledge of this band was Stacy's Mom. And so from Jump Street, they're starting on, I don't want to say a negative, because I don't dislike that song, but it would take me a long time to get to that one if I was to list, songs I really enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes on, it's not one I turn up. It's often one I'll turn away from. It's just not a great song. So, knowing that going in was already like this. It's a low wall. It's a low barrier. And thankfully, like, I knew things like, what we talked about before with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and very close friends with Rachel Bloom from that, and Sarah Silverman talks so highly of him. And so it was like, I knew there was more to this band. So I was like, okay, like I can't wait to get to know what's inside this band. So that moves us to the next layer of the conversation, which is talking about like song selection. I feel like we did have to trim it out a little because it was a lot of songs. But like when you're going to put together your list for this one, Peter, like what are you looking at, and what are you trying to bring to the table for your list?
Just the songs that have stuck with me throughout the years. My list, spoiler alert, has a lot of songs from the first 2 albums. Um, Stacey's Mom kind of made me fall off a bit. Like you said, like it's not a bad song, but it's just kind of gross, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, for researching for this episode, the last 2 albums have really great songs, and I felt like I need to put those out there for recognition.
Yeah. I feel like, again, this one kind of came together quickly, Christian. Well, like as you're going to put together your list, did you find it harder than usual, or again, it came together quick? So
yeah, in the middle, really. I just want to say what you and Bryan have said about where you've come from in terms of Stacey's mom, this is exactly why this episode has to be done.
Yeah.
I think you alluded to it in the intro. You know, they are so much more than that, which I hope we will establish over the next hour or so. Yeah, and also just to say before I mention the list, we took 5 studio albums. They have got some amazing B-sides as well. And there is a B-sides compilation, which I think would have been too big to include, but there's some absolutely great songs on there. So started with probably 8 or 9 absolute locks. I had 2 discoveries in terms of two out of the 5 albums that I was doing discovery on. One of them was a very positive experience. One of them was a very negative experience, which we'll hopefully get to a little bit later. So yeah, it was started with some locks, and then I gradually sort of filled it out. One thing that does intrigue me, though, I think I build differently to everybody else, because when we're sort of chatting on Discord, you guys are always like, "Oh, I've got so and so more cuts to make, so and so more cuts to make," and I'm like, "No, I build up."
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting how the dynamic is quite different in terms of how we build our list. I sort of go up, and I think, right, rather than getting rid of songs, I'm like, no, what songs are good enough to elevate into my list? So it's just I found that really interesting over the not just in this episode, over the last couple of episodes, really, in terms of how people go about making their list. But last few was tricky, but got there in the end.
Yeah. I think you and I ended up in the same space, Brian. Talk to me about your list.
This was tough. All right. Hold on. So there you go. Okay. Yeah, this was tough. I just had to successfully move myself from my phone to my laptop.
Yeah.
I was kind of distracted before trying to do that. No, this was really tough for me. So when I did the Beths, that was brand new to me. So I just listened to the whole discog before making any moves. But this one was a lot longer, so I couldn't really do that. So I started with the album. I started with the Traffic and Weather, because that's the album that I mostly played when I was trying to discover them. And I like that one a lot. So it was tough. Like it was way harder than I thought it was going to be. That's what she said.
Hey-o.
And like it was no, I was expecting more pop punk crap, but it wasn't. It was really hard. They have so many. They wear their influences on their sleeve.
Yeah.
From the Beatles to Tom Petty to there was even like a jam band song in there. People, there's a jam band song in their playlist. Like it was, there was some like Built to Spill in there, which is crazy. Like it was tough. I just took my 20 songs that I liked the most, and tried to mix it up with all the different sounds.
Yeah. I had a similar, except for the record that I had trouble with was Sky Full of Holes, the last one that we included. Because, there's so many different styles, from Jump Street, right? And there's like we'll call it like an acoustic woodsman type of thing that they do early on that I feel like they nailed on Sky Full of Holes. Like the songs that they do that on Sky Full of Holes are so great.
Are they country? Is it I was listening. I was like, is this a country album?
Yeah, right. Like it's like just shy. Like some of them are very much, like right there in the country, wheelhouse. Like it's. And again, like that's not me, man. Like usually that's not going to get me, but those were so good that I had to include them. I found when I asked Threads, I found out that this is really a beloved band. And again, that's why I alluded to at the beginning that if you're a fan of the band, I think you're going to find, other than maybe some song choices when we get to that we're not going to do the thing that you would think we're going to do if you're not a fan of the band, because most of the discography was covered when I asked, what do you consider essential? And I'm not I'm not being like it really was like Welcome Interstate Managers. I think all but one song showed up at some point. Utopia Parkway, only like one or two like didn't show up. This is a well-respected band, and it's the width of their discography, like it's over all of it. So, like I'll say this, I definitely have some glaring omissions when you balance it against what I got from the public. So we'll see how that weighs out, but it seems like we all kind of have the same feeling on the band, Peter, but as you know, like that doesn't always equal unanimous decisions. So based on everything we've said so far, how many do you think we'll get through unanimously?
I'm gonna go with 6.
I like that.
Play it safe.
I like that. What do you think, Christian?
Okay, so in our pre-show talk online, I have referred to having a few hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
In the Cranberries episode that this panel did, I was the bad guy. We had so many 3s, and it was always me going, no, no, no. And I don't know, I think from the sounds of it, I think I like something different about this band. Now, having said that, in the words of Billy Joe Armstrong, I think I'm going to be a complete walking contradiction, because I do think there are, despite that, I think that is just in terms of the songs around the standouts, and I do think there are going to be some songs that we all hit on. 6 was going to be my number, actually, but I will go with 5.
Okay. All right. I like that. Right in the middle. What do you think, Brian?
Wow, you guys are... I'm not that optimistic. I feel like we have a discog with 4 people. And like I know what style of music I like. I've done a bunch of shows with with Peter. Me and Peter usually match up pretty well, but I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but I think we accidentally hit like, I'm gonna say 3, but I might say 4. Yeah, I'm going with 4. Like I think we accidentally hit 4. There's no like lock of a single. There's no like, I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I'll go 4.
I hear what you're saying. Again, based on what was thrown out there from the public, and I already told you guys, like I missed some that to the public are locks. So that said, again, to be a walking contradiction, as Christian said, I'm going to go 7. Number 1, because if we get 7, that means we did really well. Number 2, we all know I don't want to win, so I don't want that weight on me. All right, let me scoot forward here on my thing, and we're going to take a quick pause, and when we come back, we're going to play the game, Jack. It's programmed. And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The 4 of us have combed through a selection of the Fountains of Wayne discography, most of it, and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you have never given Fountains of Wayne the time of day. And no better place to start but the beginning, no better place to start than the top. It was one of the top answers I received, which tells me, what I need to know. It's a great tone setter for the band. It immediately erased Stacy's mom from my mind. So for that, it was great. How about Radiation Vibe?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be my first pick.
There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, this one's probably like the no-brainer. I don't know if it, we'll get there when we get to the number 1 discussion. I think it probably makes a strong case if we're split, Again, it's just such a great tone setter, and it does all the things we were talking about beforehand about kind of Beach Boys and the Rentals, which is kind of simultaneous to this. But it definitely tells me, okay, Stacy's Mom is kind of an anomaly. It wasn't. This band isn't that at all. So, and as a matter of fact, to me, I don't feel like they get anywhere near what Stacy's Mom is. So it really is an anomaly. So,
what a chorus as well,
right?
What a chorus!
So big.
And the note that he holds at the end as well. It kind of reminds me of Kurt.
Yeah, I get
something that he would do.
Yeah. All right. Boom. And just for the record, Radiation Vibe showed up 10 times from the listening audience. So just thought I'd mention that. All right. Radiation Vibe is in. Peter.
I'm going to go with another one that I think I'm playing it safe with, but it's Sink to the Bottom.
Yep, I got it.
I don't.
Yeah, I do. That was in the mix for my second choice, for my first choice. Now that you took Radiation Vibe.
All right, Sink to the Bottom grabs a 3.
And I'm going to mention Kurt again because that reminds me of what I think it could be a Nirvana song.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, I get it. Totally. All right, Christian.
Well, you completely stymied me now because you keep stealing my choices. Okay, so I've done the Nirvana references and I've mentioned the Beach Boys. So I am going to flip albums and I'm going to go to Utopia Parkway and very Beach Boys, Red Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, good.
I don't.
I don't either, but that one came up a lot from listeners, and it's one of those things where I wanted to go make space for it, but this band just seems like one you can't like you can't go back and make space once you've kind of made the decisions. So we'll take the 2 there. A 2 is good on a 4-person panel.
Just want to mention a couple of great lines. Gonna get me engraved. I just really like that expression, and I really like the forced rhyme. When he says, "In case I get queasy, a photo of Easy Rider," and of course, being Welsh, anything with a red dragon in it gets my vote anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Brian.
Okay. I have no idea where to go. I have no idea. You know what? I'm just gonna go with this one because I liked it. It had kind of a 70s vibe to it. Someone to Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
No, sorry guys, I'm the bad guy.
No, we'll take
That's
the 3.
okay.
We'll take the 3. I mean, I sure hope there's a couple more 4s out there, but we will definitely take 3s. All right. Not bad. 1 in and 2 very much in the conversation. 1 hanging on to by a thread. Yeah, I got to go here. This was another one that I got a couple times answered. It's one that's kind of stuck in my head over the course. How about Bright Future in Sales?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So that was me and Brian. We'll take the 2 again.
Yeah. That's one of the really poppy ones that I really liked.
Yeah.
Which I'm not usually into that like kind of I don't know, bubblegum. Kind of bubblegum-ish, but I liked it.
Yeah. All right, Peter?
So I played this one in our music league round for Why Wasn't This a Hit?
Yes.
It's Go Hippie from Utopia Parkway.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey. There we go.
This is the song that gave me Built This Bill vibes. Where I thought that was a great choice for Music League because I'm like, oh, this would be good because this would be something that like John will listen to and be like, "Oh yeah, this is good band."
I gotta be honest. I figured this was a 2 or a 3. I didn't. This was not on my unanimous list. All right, Go Hippie gets all 4. All right, Christian.
Right. So, there are 2 songwriters in Fountains of Wayne, which I don't think we've really talked about. So I'm going to take the opportunity now. So we've mentioned Adam Schlesinger, and the other one is Chris Collingwood, who's the vocalist. And I did a little count because as I was going through, I discovered a trend. I found a resource online because they do a Lennon and McCartney thing, and they've talked about it in interviews where they write separately, but the writing credits are all shared. It's all Collingwood and Schlesinger in terms of the albums, but they write separately. But I found a resource online that actually tells you who wrote what. And Adam Schlesinger has 44, Chris Collingwood has 35.
Pretty split. Yeah.
So that's that. I talking before the show about wanting something different from this band and having maybe some hot takes. Here's mine. You've already talked about Adam Schlesinger being a really underrated songwriter, done a lot of movies and TV, etc. I don't think Adam Schlesinger is the best songwriter in Fountains of Wayne.
Nice.
That's my hot take. I am, having gone through and looked at who wrote the songs that made my list, I am quite clearly a Chris Collingwood guy.
Nice.
So I am going to go with a Chris Collingwood song, and one of my favourite songs. Not sure if it'll hit for everybody else, but let's see. Barbara H.
No.
No.
That's a bummer. That's one we got a couple times.
See, I told you once. Told you I wanted something different from this band. It's I don't know why. I love that song. Barbara knows. Barbara knows. I love that kind of thing, and it's a Chris Collingwood song. But there we go.
I definitely had it on my first pass. I couldn't tell you where it dropped out, but I definitely had that on my first pass. All right, Brian.
All right. So I have a couple of these like Beatle-esque songs that I liked. And the song reminded me of Drive My Car. It was just as fun and quirky. Elevator Up.
No.
No, not for me.
All right. Into the bin. That is one. We got one person who agrees with you out there in the public, Brian.
Good song.
Obviously, it is, but we can't take them all. So,
yeah.
All right. I don't know which way to go. How about Mexican Wine?
I've got it.
No, not for me.
What was that? I missed it.
Mexican Wine?
Oh, no, I don't. I definitely had that. Wait a minute. Did I have it? Let me check. No, it must have gotten taken off my list at some point.
All right. Take the 2 there. All right. Peter?
These guys have a lot of songs about roads and driving and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My next pick is I-95.
Fucking hell. So great. No.
I cut it.
Yeah, so did I.
No, I don't.
I cut it, and I originally had it because it names like 5 cities in Connecticut, and then I realized that they were from like New York City, so they're very familiar with the traffic and terribleness of 95 through Fairfield County in Connecticut to New York. And they named like 5. They're talking about like Darien and I can't remember whatever cities they named, but it was a bunch of them. Westport.
I love that one.
All the way down to Florida.
All right, into the bin. Christian?
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Okay, I mentioned that I'm a walking contradiction earlier on, so I'm going to, after my previous round, talking about how much I love Chris Collingwood, I'm going to play an Adam Schlesinger song. As well as finding a list of who wrote what online, what I also found was a really cool resource, and you guys have just alluded to it there in talking about I-95, which lists all the proper nouns that Fountains of Wayne mention in their songs. And there's a ton of American places, there's a ton of products, there's a ton of companies, there's a ton of first names. And it was a theme I really picked up as I was listening to the discography. They mentioned so many places in America. And this is one of them, Hackensack.
Fuck me. No.
I've got it.
Okay, good.
No, I don't.
This was like one of
I thought that was an absolute shoo-in.
Remember when I was talking about ones that the public had, and I don't? That's one of them. That one got mentioned 8 times. Again, it's just this band. There's no wiggle room. Like, I couldn't find what song do I drop. And I'm sure there's going to be one, a couple ones later on where it's like, I guess I could have made space for Hackensack if I dropped this, but who wants to do that work?
I really want to mention as well, in prepping for this show and in reading up about some songs, I found somebody mention a Katy Perry cover of this.
Oh,
I don't know if anybody's seen it or heard it, and I looked it up, and it's Katy Perry did an Unplugged, which I wasn't even aware of, and she did this, and it's actually quite faithful to the original. She doesn't mess too much with it, but it is amazing. And I'm no Katy Perry fan, but I think what that does is it speaks to the song.
Yeah.
She just picks it up. She does it, fairly down the middle, but it's so great. And I think that, as I say, that really speaks to the strength of the song for me.
I was worried you were going to say it was dreadful.
Check it out. No, it's really good. Check it out. Check it out.
I like it. All right, Brian?
All right, I'm gonna go off somewhere here. How about Working Man's Hands?
Yeah, man.
Working Man's Hands. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't.
No, I don't.
All right. These twos are very much alive.
Oh, I should have picked that 3. I was gonna pick originally.
I don't know. The one thing is it doesn't feel like there's any, but I didn't think Go Hippie was unanimous. So, who knows? All right. Let's trot this one out. Let's just find out. How about Hotel Majestic?
No.
No, I liked it. It made my first pass, but no.
Oh, what was that?
Hotel Majestic?
No.
Oh, well, into the bin. I've done really well so far to not get into the bin. All right. It was bound to happen. All right, Peter?
How about The Summer Place?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Not for me. Got close.
All right. We'll take the 3, though, at this point. Boom. All right. Christian?
Okay, back to Chris, I think. And my last pick, Hackensack, is quite a low-key, gentle song. So I'm going to pick a Chris low-key, gentle song. Valley Winter Song.
Fuck me. I knew that one was coming up. No. Which hurts.
No, I don't have it.
Oh, my.
Get right out of town. What is
That's
the
going in
matter
the
with
bin?
you all?
I can't believe that's
What is
going
the
in
matter
bin.
with you all? Disgrace.
I'm wishing I would have done the work now. Like, that one was the second most answered. I thought for sure, at least 2 people were going to have that. I thought for sure. Wow.
It is an absolutely gorgeous song.
Wow. Again, you know, I hate the fact that I don't have answers for most of the whys. I think it's just, I think it just speaks to the depth of the discog. Like, and I saw it, you know, from the public too, is there's so many songs that people said. But, you know, I would have gone and done the work for this one, finding something to drop, had I known that it was going to go in the bin. I thought for sure it was a 2. At least. All right. Valley Winter Song into the bin. That's shocking. Bryan.
All right. I'm gonna go with my favorite song by Oasis. Super Collider.
I don't have it.
I don't either.
No.
Let's see. So, firstly, that is something somebody said. So one of the notes I got was Super Collider, best Oasis song ever? And it did get answered 3 times. 3 people said Super Collider. I think that's what we're running into here, is just, there's a lot. It's only 70 songs, but if all 70 are worthy of contention. Okay, back to me. I don't know. I really don't know. How about No Better Place?
No.
Yeah,
we're all
I
over.
got it.
All right. We'll take that.
We're
2.
all over the place.
Yeah, we'll take the 2. 2's good. All right. Peter?
How about Hey Julie?
Nope.
No, sorry.
Damn.
Yeah, well, and again, 7 times that one got answered by the public. So, you know, that one feels like, again, it should have had a 2 at least, you would think. But into the bin it goes. It's just this show is hard, and I don't know why I do it. All right, Christian.
Well, I'm just petrified to play anything now. Okay. Right, I mentioned that I had 2 discoveries, and I tried to keep it quiet. And I said one was positive, one was negative.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're far enough in now that I can reveal. So I knew the first 3 albums, and I didn't know Traffic and Weather or A Sky Full of Holes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I think I've got, again, slightly different thing to what everybody else. The way I think of when I ranked the albums, I want you to imagine the Nike swoosh, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But flip it around horizontally. And for me, that's the trajectory of these albums. I like the first one. Second one, not so much. Third one, not so much. Traffic and Weather is the bottom, and then there's a bit of an uptick at the end for me for Sky Full of Holes. I didn't like anything on Traffic and Weather.
Wow.
And I read today that Chris Collingwood was barely involved in Traffic and Weather because he was having some issues at the time, and that was very much an Adam Schlesinger album, which it all comes together, in terms of what I said earlier on about I'm a Chris guy. So I'm going to play something off Sky Full of Holes, and it's the song that stuck out the biggest for me in terms of the discovery phase. I think it's a brilliant song. Someone's Gonna Break Your Heart.
Fuck me. Nope.
No, I don't have it.
I mean, absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that one would have been.
I think that's the best song on the last two albums, personally.
Wow. I know I had it until late for sure. Was that a no for you as well, Peter? Just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
All this great stuff going into the bin.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a deep discog. There's no dead weight here. I mean, unless you ask Christian. All right, Bryan.
All right. Well, I'm glad I held off on some of my favorites, but I'm gonna play one. And it's off their best album, which is Traffic and Weather, not their worst. The last song, Setback and Tray Tables.
Oh, fuck me. No.
Sorry.
Or Seatback and Tray Table, sorry.
I think that was like 23, 24. I mean, it definitely made my first pass. I shouldn't put a number on it. But
I mean, do I have to say no? But what I will give you is I think it's a Chris song. I think that's one of the few Chris songs on Traffic and Weather, but I don't have it.
For the record, I actually, I don't feel as vehemently about it, but Traffic and Weather was my least favorite too.
Yay.
Just for the record.
Well, that's the album that made me want to do this show. So
yeah, I mean, I still have plenty. Like, I found stuff from it that I really enjoyed. As a matter of fact, how about I play one? How about 92 Subaru?
Yes, let's go.
No.
Ugh, I want to puke. We don't need another Little Deuce Coupe. We already have one.
Fair enough. It was enjoyable.
No, it's good. It's kitschy.
Yeah. We'll take the 2. All right. Peter?
How about Prom Theme?
Oh, fuck me. So many great songs. No.
No.
Damn it.
No.
All right. I think maybe.
Wait, what was it called?
Prom Theme.
What was the song called?
Prom
Oh,
Theme.
okay. I think it's no. I don't have it.
Okay. All right. Christian?
Oh, might as well just toss a coin. Okay. I'm going to play another Chris song, but it's apparently, as I read today, a song that Chris wrote about Adam. And I think they didn't get on very well at the end of their kind of time together. But this is a nice sort of bit of solidarity. Apparently written for Adam when he was going through some relationship difficulties. And I think it's a beautiful song, Troubled Times.
Fuck.
I do.
Okay, good. Thank God.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't. That was, again, one of those ones that came up a lot. I'm trying to find it here. It's Bryan and Christian. 7 times it was answered.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, I feel like that was one that I kind of missed. All right. Bryan?
All right. All right. This is one I really like. This is probably like my most played song. Straps for Cash.
Yeah, I got it.
There we go.
I don't.
I'm assuming.
No, of course I don't.
All right.
Oh, it's so funky though. Come on. I got a little strap for cash. It's like almost disco-ish.
I'll pay the compliment of it was one of the ones I disliked the least of Traffic and Weather.
Okay.
6, 7, 8. All right, so I still have 8 left. I think we've got one more round in us, and then we'll go for the dump out. How about this one's still sitting here, so maybe Denise.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Okay. Apparently, I'm wrong.
we'll take that 3.
That's the other Beach Boys song off of that album, Utopia Parkway.
Yeah. All right, I'll take that 3.
Not literally, obviously.
Right. All right, so a 3 for Denise and Peter.
How about Joe Ray?
No.
I love it because it's on the first album, but I don't have it.
All right, into the bin. Christian?
Right. One thing that I think marks Adam and Chris's songwriting apart is Adam's lyrics are quite direct and to the point in terms of clear on the meaning. And Adam is the one who does quite a lot of the humour. There's like a subtle humour to Fountains of Wayne. Chris is a little bit more mysterious, a bit more introspective, a little bit more serious. But this is an exception because this is a Chris song with a bit of humour behind it. Leave the Biker.
I've got that one.
Okay, good. No,
I don't.
I don't either. But that one came up a lot, 4 times to be specific.
It's brilliant. It's I love the groove and it's hilarious.
I'm fairly certain that was on my first pass, but I don't know where it dumped. All right.
I just want to. Sorry, I know we're getting close to dumper, but I just want to. The crumbs in his beard from the seafood special is just such a great line.
Yeah. All right, Bryan.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the first album because we all seem to agree there. Please Don't Rock Me Tonight.
I got it.
Okay.
I don't.
I do. That was the one that sneaked in last.
Hey,
Okay.
we'll take that 3. Yeah. All right, so. All right, I'll start at the top here. Start our dump out. She's Got a Problem.
No.
Oh yeah.
No,
Hey,
I don't.
make that conversation much more difficult. We'll take it. Utopia Parkway.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Lost in Space.
No.
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 Overthought the room on there. Feel like I could have. There's a couple I could have grabbed in. Little Red Light.
Nope.
Nope.
First pass, but no.
Dang. All right. Acela? Off a Sky Full of Holes.
Nope.
No.
No.
All right. Boo. And then Firelight Waltz.
No.
No. No. But I was okay.
All right.
You like a good waltz.
Into the bin it goes. So
Wow.
none of us are going to win. 2 was our unanimous. So we've got our work cut out for us, but we've got a good number of 3s. Peter, you can make the conversation layer a bit more difficult.
Richie and Ruben.
No.
No. No. Let's go.
Traffic and Weather title track.
No.
No. That was a late cut. I liked it.
I didn't like it.
Fire Island.
What was that?
Fire Island.
Oh, I think it's something else that had fire. No.
No, I like it, but no.
Survival Car.
Oh, fuck me.
No, I really wanted to take that one too. Ended up cutting it.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Action Hero.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh,
I don't.
Boom and boom.
This better be good.
No.
No.
And finally, Sick Day.
Oh, yes. Can't believe nobody's
Yes.
mentioned that yet.
I got it.
Oh, a 3. We'll take the triple
Yeah.
at the end there.
Interesting bit of trivia. I think it might be the only song in their discography where they did write it together.
Oh,
You know what I said earlier on about
yeah.
they took joint credits, whether they wrote whoever wrote it. That one they wrote it together apparently.
All right. You can get a couple 2s here, Christian.
Right. I've got a flare.
Nope.
The Valley of Moles.
Yes.
Okay. Good. A Dip in the Ocean.
Yep.
Okay. One of a run of 3 on that album that I had. And then A Fine Day for a Parade.
Yep.
Cool.
There
Featuring
we
I think he's Canadian, Ron Sexsmith on backing vocals, I believe.
I don't know who that is.
Nor do I, unfortunately. All right, so that's it.
I'll have to Google it now. Check I'm not imagining that.
Is that you done?
It is me then.
All right.
Not yet.
Just for fun, Brian?
Not yet.
Yeah, I got 3 more. Cold Comfort Flowers, Fire in Canyon. Where's the last one? All Kinds of Time.
Fire in Canyon, All Kinds of Time. And what was the first one?
Cold Comfort Flowers.
Cold Comfort Flowers. All right. Crazily enough, between us, there's a bunch that we still didn't hit that the public did. It Must Be Summer got a lot of votes. Hung Up on You got 3. There's a lot of 3s here. We covered between us 48 out of 70. That's, again, we didn't get a lot of unanimous, but I think it just kind of speaks to how deep the discog is. So we got 2 through: Radiation Vibe and Go Hippie. That's a good start. All right, what do we got for 3s here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3s. For the sake of ease, do we just take all those and then start working on 2s?
What are the 3s?
All right, so we've got Sink to the Bottom, Someone to Love, The Summer Place, Denise, Please Don't Rock Me Tonight, Sick Day, and Sick Day. Sick Day is the last one.
Yeah, I'm fine with those. I was wrong on Think to the Bottom and Denise. I was just listening to them on my headset. So I'm fine putting my vote in to turn those 3s into kind of 4s, so 3 with an asterisk. So
all right. What do you think, Christian? You were out on Someone to Love and The Summer Place.
Yeah, they're the 2 opening tracks, aren't they? I think on the last 2 albums. I think
so. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine. Someone to Love was probably the closest I got to including something from that album, so I've not got a problem with that. Mm-hmm. And it does give quite a good representation, actually. I'm just looking across those, was it 6? I think there's almost something from every album.
Yeah. And then we can, go where we want with the 2s. All right. And then I was the odd man out on Sick Day. So let's grab that one. And then Peter, you were the odd man out on Please Don't Rock Me Tonight. Any problem with that one?
I'm cool with it.
All right. So now let's start working on these 2s. What does that give us? 8. So we still have two left. All right. Red Dragon Tattoo, Bright Future in Sales, Mexican Wine, Hackensack. Hackensack feels like a shame to only be a 2. Working Man's Hands, No Better Place, 92 Subaru, which Christian vomited at. I don't think we're getting anywhere with that one. Troubled Times also feels like a misstep. Strap for Cash and Leave the Biker. Anything jumping out at you, Christian?
I would definitely fight for Hackensack. And I like the story. I don't usually like Adam's story. So I hate to diss on Adam. Of course, he's part of the band, and I made a big thing about being a Chris guy. There's loads of songs. They're such a good band. But sometimes with Adam's songs, I can get a bit. Oh, it's John, and he goes to the coffee shop, and it's very, very trivial, and there was a lot of that on Traffic and Weather, which is why I couldn't get away from that. But what I like about this, there's a really good story about this. It's about a small town kid who's friends with a girl. I think it's sprung from that perspective, and then the girl goes on and gets really famous, and talks about seeing her on TV talking to Christopher Walken. And I just think it's a really nice story about how somebody gets famous, and you live in these 2 completely different universes. And it was definitely in a movie that I can't remember what it was about, but it had Amy Smart in it. That's all. I should have done my research better. I should have found the name of the movie. But the movie had that kind of plot to it. Mm-hmm. So it was a really nice little fit for that. So I would definitely go into bat for that. What I would say is, if we take that, I don't think we can take Troubled Times as well, because I think they're too similar.
Okay. All right. I hear that, a one or the other type situation. Peter, you were out on Troubled Times, in on Hackensack. Do you have a stronger feeling on one of them?
I really like Hackensack.
Yeah. Are you moved on Hackensack, Brian? Because you were on Troubled Times, not on Hackensack.
Right. Yeah, I was just listening. I was just listening to it, actually, just as you guys were talking. I mean, I like this. This is like a James Taylor kind of countryish song almost. It's weird. But I like it. No, I'm good with Hackensack.
All right, because to me those were the missteps were Hackensack and Troubled Times, and I think I agree with you. We shouldn't be taking both. So Peter, is there one, if we're putting Hackensack as number 9? Peter, is there one that you're looking at, one of these 2s that you really would like to see get in?
Maybe Red Dragon Tattoo.
What do you think, Brian? You're out on that.
Hold on, look that one up real quick. I was gonna strap for Cat, but
good luck.
So I was just gonna jump in and say I found the movie. It's called Just Friends.
Oh yeah,
and it's got Ryan Reynolds in it. Yeah. He goes off to LA and he's a record producer, and she's back in the hometown in New Jersey.
Yep, Hackensack, New Jersey. Red Dragon Tattoo, Brian?
Yeah, I like this song. This was definitely on my original list. I said I had almost like 40 songs on my original list. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say people should be listening to pretty much this entire discography.
I agree.
So,
I agree. The only other song I'd consider bringing to this point is Bright Future and Sales, but I'm not going to fight too hard for that. I feel like Red Dragon Tattoo is a nice way to round out our 10. So
yeah,
let's grab that, and then let me run this 10 down, and then we can turn the heat up a little. Radiation Vibe, Go Hippie, Sink to the Bottom, Denise, Someone to Love, The Summer Place, Please Don't Rock Me Tonight, Sick Day, Hackensack, Red Dragon Tattoo rounds out our 10. Peter, of those 10, which one do you think is the one?
Radiation Vibe.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably right. What do you think, Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No contest.
What do you think, Brian?
oh yeah, it's Radiation Vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually go for one of the fours when I do the number one. I would like to put Go Hippie up there because I think it's like the only one that has a chance of making the best of, only because it has like a built still sound. Which I know John's a fan of that band, but the correct answer is Radiation Vibe.
Yeah. I feel like it stands as good a chance because I know Fredo will look at it as, oh, it's not Stacy's mom, and it'll make me want to listen to the band, which is how he approaches it. So, who knows where I'm going to be when we get there. We might hit we might hit Randy. Actually, I mentioned the Rentals. John's a fan of the Rentals, and the Radiation Vibe has a Rentals vibe to it. So maybe it'll hit him. Who knows?
That's true. Yeah, John and Randy could jump on it.
Who knows? So let's go with Radiation Vibe. I think it sets the tone right, and get that going. And I'll run it down one last time, and we'll wrap her up. Or, my computer could not do. There we go. Radiation Vibe is our number one. Go Hippie, Sink to the Bottom, Denise, Someone to Love, The Summer Place, Please Don't Rock Me Tonight, Sick Day, Hackensack, Red Dragon Tattoo rounds out our 10. With that, let's let Radiation Vibe get a moment in the sun. Radiation Vibe, our number one. Fountains of Wayne. I feel like, this wasn't contentious or anything, but it does go to show you between what I got from the public and between what we did here today, like, this is a band you really do have to kind of take in the whole discography to really appreciate. Like, there's so much to it. Like, there is not a lot of dead weight, even though, I would agree with Christian's take of Traffic and Weather was my least favorite, and I liked Sky Full of Holes better. I had trouble with that one, but those first three to me are there's no misses. So just go listen to the band, listen to our list. If you like the list, go from there. I feel like you really do kind of should just take it in. I think it was 70 songs, just shy of 4 hours. So there you go. With that, hey, we're a podcast. You can rate, review, comment, share. All that stuff is super helpful for us. We're on all podcast platforms. Spotify lets you comment on the post now. So hey, you're listening to this one, you can say, hey, I like this song, and this song by Fountains of Wayne. Very much appreciate that. But if you're going to do that, leaving a 5-star review would be super helpful. It does help the algorithm, helps prop us up. It makes us more visible is what it does. Same thing with Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Just make sure it's 5 stars. That would be appreciated. You can join us in the Legion of Stupid Discord by searching up Legion Discord. If you follow me on Threads, Deprogram VA, or Instagram, just ask me for the link. Or like I said, if you're already on Discord, just search it up and you will find it. Join us in there. There's a deprogram channel. Tell me what band you want to talk about, and we'll try to get you on, as long as it's one that we haven't done already. Let's see, we covered that. Patreon.com/oh hi Justin. It's $1 to get in the door, but you also get deprogrammed before the rest of the world. You get the conversation we're about to have after the fact. Goes immediately there. Oh hi Justin gets recorded occasionally, sometimes. And working on other things. I might start writing there. I've noticed that some people have jumped on. You can jump on there for free now. So I was thinking about writing a few things to kind of go out to the general public. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens, because who knows? Life is life, and it all happens. Things are taking place. And to tag that, the best way you can help me, though, if none of that works for you, telling somebody that you listen to the show, hey, I listen to Deprogrammed, you should too. That would mean the absolute world to me. And with that, Fountains of Wayne, learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.